6 months ago, our sales revenue was exactly zero. No leads, no brand, no reputation. Fast forward, we've closed over $6 million in sales and built a pipeline that keeps growing without me or anybody, right? Most people think this takes years, but I'm gonna show you exactly how we did it under one. Now, let me refrain. We definitely had some authority in the space. Our coach is very, very well positioned in what he's doing. Our past 6 months have been a huge pivot point for us to actually grow into where we grew right now. Before then, we were leveraging a lot of stuff that got us the revenue, but we were working at a very smaller scale, super lean team, one closer, one DM setter, without really a big organic push. We are 100% organic offer, but the past month and a half to two, we started running paid leads, and that is something I'm also documenting in this channel. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Fadi. If you're new here, I train and manage 7 8-figure sales teams. I help companies scale past 1 million a month. No fluff, no theory. I'm just here to document exactly what we've been doing for the past 6 months, relevant enough, very much recent for the past first quarter and second quarter. So go ahead and stick around this video. We're gonna go ahead and jump into this Miro board to break it all down without any dopamine stuff all over YouTube. Let's jump into it. So the first thing that we didn't have was mainly the testimonials or the case studies. And then the reason why that is such a big thing is because not only it can help with the marketing side tremendously, but it also helps with proof and positioning when it comes to the sales side. And then showing these testimonials, showing the results. It even helps with the sales team. A lot of the people that you would hire, they would ask how many students you have. The people that you're trying to close, the students that you're trying to bring on, they ask these questions. So we didn't have any testimonials, any case studies, especially in the offer that we're running right now. It does require 10 to 11 months to even get a case study, right? It takes a while. And 6 months ago, I mean, we didn't have any, and we're still working on some, and we have a lot now, but before we didn't have any, and that is a big problem. No, I wouldn't say a big problem. It was just something that we needed, right, at the time to get through a lot faster to what we're trying to get to. But what we did have was a clear niche with pain, and we realized is that, yes, we might have limited audience. We're working mainly B2B with people making 2 to 500K a year that they can obviously get into this. The pain is that a lot of these people like to transition from what they're currently doing and scale with generational wealth and get in what we're trying to do. We have an irresistible offer. In fact, I believe that this is the best offer for what it does in the space that it's in out there. And that's why we're in a mission to actually scale past a lot of people, not just with revenue or cash collected, but just the mission of onboarding the most students and having the highest success rate in the business. And I love to win, not just with being the best sales team, but also being the best offer out there that can change so many people's lives. Because at the end of the day, that's what you remember on your deathbed. That's how I think about it. So if you're thinking, I can't scale because I'm new, trust me, you can. Trust me. All right. As long as you have an irresistible offer and there is pain that needs to be fixed within, your audience, and you have what it takes to help them, you're going to scale. You're going to be just fine. So let's go ahead and jump into the Miro board. I would like to break all these down for you with no fluff, no dopamine or nothing, just so you can go ahead and maybe take something out of this. If not, I would love for you to comment down other things that we can implement on our side. So just with full transparency, we went from 0 to 6 million in 6 months. We did have revenue and cash collected before the 6 months, but we started hitting our consistent 7-figure months in the past 6 months. So this is exactly how I structured the playbook. Just with full transparency, from January to March 2025, we've collected over $3 million on GHL invoices, which is go high level. This does not include cash, wires, or crypto. You be surprised, we actually collect a lot of cash in person, wires, and crypto. And it does, obviously it wouldn't track through go high level, but we did do 3 million cash collected between January and March. And then right around April, WAP has been down our necks and we decided to transition over. Shout out to WAP. I love WAP and it's pretty much the best payment processor out there. So this is roughly about 2 million, 2.5, roughly around 2, I would say. And then the majority half came from cash, crypto, wires. And we also do a lot of upsells and low tickets through the DMs as well that we've collected with crypto, wire, cash, etc. So overall, it's about 6 million. It could be a little bit more, but I don't want to round up just a random number. So the strategy, let's talk strategy, because getting to 6 million did not happen by accident, and it doesn't happen by accident, right? So if you haven't watched my previous videos, go ahead and watch those because I really break down the whole sales side of things as well. But when it comes down to the offer itself, now, the first thing I'll say is build and prove fast. right? First, we focus on proof, case studies, etc., right? So we didn't wait 6 months to perfect the program. We signed our first clients and immediately asked them, what's working right now for the mentorship that you're getting? What's missing and what else can we add? And what would make this a no-brainer for you? How can we get you there a lot sooner? Why? This helped us craft an offer with our first couple of clients 6 months ago that gave us a head start on a thing we should implement immediately. Then we got them small wins as quickly as possible. Small wins, which is, I can't really go deep into those, but those small wins, the things that you can get done within a week or two, little changes, those are huge because you can instantly start getting some testimonials from those or any review or any feedback from that you can use for proof for future or next students that get in, right? So like nothing crazy, but hey, at least they know like, okay, this actually works. I got some change. I got something working for me in the first couple of weeks or first couple of months. So those little case studies, they become the fuel for our marketing immediately. So in this flow chart, let's just say this, right? 6 months ago, we launched the offer. We onboarded clients. We had a lot of students that were interested in what we're doing. We got a couple of them in. When I say a couple, probably a couple of dozens of them. And then we built the offer with them. We actually did. We understood the importance of getting feedback and implementing and changing and getting things the right way. Because after we got those micro wins, two things happened. One, we started fueling the marketing because now we can actually target B2B people that actually need the help and how we can position our offer through them. And then the second thing is that we started training our sales teams to fit the ICP based on the new changes and what to expect. So the marketing and the sales side have been increasingly growing rapidly within the first couple of months. And then also it's helping our fulfillment side. So all three compartments are being hit the right way. Marketing, sales, and CSM, which is product fulfillment, right? Client journey. That led us to just optimizing the offer and the program a lot better, and it helped us scale, getting more people in. We understand the fulfillment is in point. They're getting what they deserve. They're getting what they need. We hired more CSMs. We gave them more attention and time and accountability. Our sales team understands the ICP. They know how to position the offer, and the marketing side has been pushed the right way, which is through the organic side. We start posting the right content, going through the right things, utilizing our story CTAs, utilizing our short form, dropping a lot of long form content with lead magnets, et cetera, and literally just skyrocketed our sales. Right now with the pay team, we're doing similarly the same thing. It's just we're running better campaigns, we're running ads. Our landing page is really nice. Our VSL is straight to the point. Our speed to lead is in point. So it just helped tremendously. But it all started with the little thing. So don't feel shy, just kind of like thinking you're too small to start. Trust me, your need in the market is very there, I promise you. This helped us with who's actually buying, what they care about, and how we could raise our prices, confidently. Because here's the thing, you want to start positioning your offer in a position where you can actually start charging higher. And then the higher you charge, the better people you actually come across, the better ICP, the better clients you start dealing with, and then the quicker you actually get the results. You'd be surprised. So if you're stuck selling 5K, 7K packages and below, it's less friction dealing with $500 packages, but then it's actually start to get a little bit too overwhelming because they feel like they own you. You'd be surprised. Selling 20 to 50K tickets right now, like a lot of these people are in need of accountability because they just paid that ticket, they got the right help, but they fall through because it's the mindset thing. And then when they do implement, and it's a smoother transition because the person that actually can afford that price is wired and programmed to understand it. You need to spend money to make money, and then I need to implement. When you're dealing with people with 7K below, it's just a hassle. A lot of you guys can actually resonate with that. All right, cool. So sales team training. So we don't wing it, right? I'm very strict on standards. I didn't want closers guessing. We built a system so every rep knew exactly how I would sell. I've taken some sales calls myself. I've done a lot of role play with the people. I've done insane market research, ICP research, the psychology, where they come from, what the type of work they do, where they're from, how's their market, etc. All these different things I've done research on because I would want the closer to replicate that. And then I would create a framework for the closers and setters that actually fit their personality, right? Because every single person is different. Ditch the script. Script literally throws the person off. So if you have a script in place, I respect you, but try a framework and then make sure all of the framework are questions, but not statements. Okay, because that leads to the next step of getting the person where they need to be. But then how good of use is that if your sales rep's personality does not match with that? And then try to change people. Like, why are you trying to change how your sales rep personality is just to fit that framework or that script? It won't fit them. It won't fit them. So build it around them just the same way you would build an offer around your client. It's the same thing. So closer training library, everything is documented. If it's not documented, it doesn't exist. Your SOPs, your KPI, how you track those, et cetera, et cetera. If it's not documented, it doesn't exist. So same thing for closer training library, right? Recorded calls of me selling, role plays that they've done, objection handling frameworks, and then clear offer breakdown. So any closer could plug in and perform. Because you're hiring slow, you're getting the right shark. I have a hiring process video. You can go ahead and check it out on my YouTube channel where I break down how to hire A+ players. how to get them, how to approach the interviews, etc., etc. So when they come in and your ramp up period becomes a lot easier, under 30 days, they already got enough product knowledge, they know what they're selling, they have insane conviction, and they can just start implementing because you already set up this training library for them. So the setter system, right? Speed to lead and precision, right? A clear tonality guide, a fast qualification framework, and then a tight confirmation process. If you haven't watched the setter system and how we increase our show up rate and the setter mastery video, please go ahead and watch it. I literally broke down a whole setting side when it comes to the paid side with our phone setters. It's very, very detailed, but speed to lead is everything. Speed to lead can increase your pickup rate by 60 to 75%. And then precision with following the right framework with tonality can increase your booking rate between 20 to 30%, right? And then a tight confirmation process has increased our show up rate from 22% to 74% in 3 weeks because we're literally baby stepping these people into the call itself. And I explained that on a video. Go ahead and watch it so this can make sense for you. Now, the confirmation process, we do a live verbal commitment on the setting call, right? So we never relied on emails and automated text. Granted, we do send those, but every call was confirmed live on the phone for real buy-in. Why is that? Because think about it. Your student, your client, your customer, he wants to feel the importance coming from you, okay? Which means is when they're signing up for a one-on-one mentorship, they're expecting to be dealt or approached or coached by the coach himself, or at least have that one-on-one attention from your team before they even buy your product. Even when you're trying to get them into a meeting and all you're doing is sending them emails and text messages, you're clearly just telling that person, you're not that important for us, we're just gonna send you reminders this way. If you cannot have a team member, a setter, dedicate a 5-minute confirmation call to personally call the person to show up to the meeting, they do not take it seriously. And then we started implementing that and it skyrocketed our show up rate tremendously. If anything, it helped with our close rate because they felt the importance of what the call is for. So if you're not doing live confirmation calls the morning of, trust me, you might be at a good show rate. And I'm only talking about the paid inbounds right now. This is paid inbound. This is not organic. So if you're running a webinar or if you have a great cult, or if you have all these people organically that really love your coach, they're gonna show up regardless. Some might, some would, but those people are sitting at 60 to 70% show up rate on organic. I'm talking about 74% show up rate on a pay team. We did this and it worked. So with those results, we got 70 to 80% show up rate. This process worked across organic leads and paid inbounds. I wanna share this screenshot. This was March, right? And this was our show up rate, 69% show up rate. Our AOV is about 21,000. We've closed $731,000 on cash collected just between 2 closers. Now, the remaining that we hit a mill with was upsells from our CSM, from our low tickets, and then a couple of $100,000s from the DMs. Yes, our DM setter closes $1,500 packages, 2K packages, just through the DMs. Those were not added on here. This is just for the 2 closer charts for the high tickets, right? If you can see, we had $19,000 days, $121,000 day, which was the last day of the month's push that we've done, a little discount and stuff, $80,000 day, etc. between 2 closers, okay? Now, let's move on to the daily pipeline obsession. Yes, obsession. I actually get obsessed. So every day we reviewed who's the new leads, the follow-ups, and bottlenecks slowing us down. So when it comes down to new leads, that's something you can track a lot more efficiently with your CRM. When it comes down to follow-ups, why is it so good to review these? Is because, think about it, you're leaving so much money on the table, and then your setters can only do so much with their follow-ups to people that don't pick up, etc. But then you also have your closers who literally, obviously, have so much going on. So we hired cleaners, right? We hired cleaners. Somebody's duty just to follow up with the past week, 2, 3, 4 weeks behind, up to 6 weeks. So cleaners can follow up, but we track those. Bottlenecks slowing us down. That's very important. We actually track those and talk about that every day. So daily attention compounds faster. It keeps momentum high and stops tiny problems from turning into revenue killers. I repeat that. Daily attention compounds faster, okay? It keeps momentum high and stops tiny problems from turning into revenue killers. The tactics: audit your offer clarity. If you can't explain your offer in 10 words, how can anybody else understand what the offer stands for? Simply, I help people lose weight. We help people lose weight. We help people X, Y, and Z with the proven system. So simplify it. Now, document 10 social proofs, even if they're small wins. Remember how we talked about those in the beginning. Document those small wins. They create momentum and credibility. Those are very huge for your marketing team, for your sales team, for your offer, etc., etc. Document those immediately immediately. Find a way before you launch. Find a way. How can I get some more results in the first week or two when you first start? Think about it. Schedule daily pipeline reviews. No exception. This single habit will literally separate you from 95% of the people who say they're serious. That's how you go from nothing to momentum, right? And then eventually predictable millions. A lot of you guys think they're tracking things and looking over stuff. And I'm sure you guys are, but are you really though? Like, let's be honest. A lot of the people that I've seen, operators, sales managers, they wake up, they get on sales meeting. How you doing, man? Good. Yeah, how you feeling today? How you guys feeling? Oh my God, how you guys feeling? You feeling good? Etc. Yeah, I understand. Personal life is very important. You want to check on their mental clarity, etc., etc. I believe that. But do you think A+ players give a damn about you thinking about their mental state or anything? They might. Trust me, they might. I remember when I was closing, setting, when I was doing door to door, I can give zero bullocks about how I felt for the day. I know that I needed to door knock, I needed to get on these sales calls, I needed to close, I needed to do it. I was sick, I was tired, I was depressed, I don't care what it was. It needs to be done, it needs to be done. So if you're gonna spend 10 minutes checking on mental state, I get it, you might have a very different team and different culture. I respect it a lot. For us, it's like, yeah, that's important, we have that relationship, but it's like, don't take 20 minutes just checking on mental health and clarity and shit. Because when you have A+ players, you have A+ players. You think LeBron James, coach, spends like 2-3 hours just asking him how his daughter is and how his family doing because he's afraid that he might not perform on game day? No, he understands that LeBron has a duty. He's gonna perform with or without. Let's actually spend that time talking about the game tactics. So stop with the babysitting. Stop with the cheerleading. Lead with example. Be there. Be that support system. But we have a goal. We have things to achieve. I'd rather check on, hey, what are you doing today differently from yesterday so you can hit the goal you told me about? Whether it's moving out, losing weight, buying a car, etc. It's not like, oh, how was your day yesterday? How did you wake up today? How did you sleep? How are you feeling? Like, how is that relevant to anything that you're looking forward to? Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and drop me a like or subscribe or not. I just want to go ahead and say it's a pleasure creating these videos. If you resonate with anything I said, or if you have any input or anything I should add on into our side, please comment that below. Let me know what you're stuck on down below. I'm kind of curious on who's watching this, and if you're a sales manager, CEO, or operator, I would love to connect. You can go ahead and follow me on X. I'm very active on Twitter or X. You can find that in the description. Aside from that, I'll see you on the next video.